Page number 9. Nam Kalama Pame Palan Kosancho Semba Pade Me Be Korwa Museyo Barchum.
In the space in front appears the Guru in the form of Amitabha, surrounded by an inconceivable retinue of bodhisattvas.
Namo Koncho Sandan Tawasa Jamne Nan La Chap Sun Che Ro Kon San Je Lang Koi Che Chan Chon Cho De Sem Je An To Namo Koncho Sandan Tawasa Jamne nan la cha sun che ro gon san je lang gui che chan chon cho de sem je do.
Namo, to the three jewels and the three roots, the places of protection, I go for refuge. In order to establish all beings in Buddhahood, I give rise to the mind set on supreme awakening.
Page number 28. Demanya kitabje. Hong Rang Re Nang Wang Ta Ye Ke Zong Zhen Cha Re Sen La Tu Nang Wang Ta Ye Long Nam He Rang Re Chue Ke Ngon Ca Chin.
Hong, innate awareness, is the form of Amitabha. Look at the mind that is free of subject-object duality. There is no other Amitabha than that. How wondrous is the truth body of self-knowing awareness.
Om Dewa Shi, Om Dewa Shi. Page number 6, page number 6. Page number 6. Soye Beje Sui Shen Me Do Zhang Ra Len Ye Nye Den Jin Pan De San Ji Shen La Me De Po A Ye Ru Gu Nam Da Shen De Ju Ba Shu.
The ground is sprinkled with scented water and strewn with flowers. It is adorned with Meru, the supreme mountain, the four continents, and the sun and moon. As a Buddha field, I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness of the Buddha fields.
Simje namje samba dan loye che dra che dao che chong tu mon te bai che jang ko lo go de zo.
Please turn the wheel of the Dharma, of the greater, lesser, and ordinary vehicles, in accordance with the understanding and different mental capacities of sentient beings.
Om Dewa Shi, 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 Om Dewa Shi.
Dorzin Jung Dilin Narodo, Namada Bogodin Gijango, Kadi Zindan Savi Lameja, Taju Lamagi Dongju Jongla, Zorwanda Zotaju Jinje, Lo, Ichi Jinkalan, Chero Jingorjin, Debe, Dondurgen Lam, Jarvid Dimba Gwinnis and Debe, Gajurumbo, Jela, Zorwanda, Red Jinkorjan, Chavda Gadin Gordani, Tinjazavi Lame, Shaji Vimala, Gozo Pajambu Chan. Jabdan Jabo Dazan Jandam Jello Jodan Dory Jinjay Love the Zo, Chulam and Dory Jinjay Love the Zo, Lam Tuvari Jinjay Love the Zon Dory, Yesis and Javar Jinjay Love the Zo, the way that you Turai Jinjay Love the Tuki Shinju Driver Shinji Love the Zo, then the Tablin Kivari Shinji Love the Zo, Ronja Tonyan Driver Shinji Love the Zo, the Siton the Dembari Shinji Love the Zo. Onji Juju Dongin Jigana, the Yunama John, then the Dami Juju Jamia, the Bando Badam, then Majunam Ganyam Besum Jadam Jitawa, don't Dungi Doge, Nodalana Meba. Yung da was the big conjure from Bojet over ya, the Chanjo Chimbo, Adinji, Ninjuraji, Zimpa, Nyam the Lambarisha, Nyambing on the Zambarisha. Oh, Dantella, Ninjuraji, Zimpa, Nyam the Lambarisha, Nyambing on the Zambatella, Kond, Jig, Ninjurukumbi, Zimbate. Monda son sine trinta to the corte nyamsel bala tum mar hilam damonde lam samun nyamsel bala tangun do wala ngatuge tumbo lodo nabashi gyung tenne ne tum mai bege ngon ro jam ro simji doje simbi kumti mende lamine jorse nyam salon ni
Good morning, everybody. So, before we listen to the Dharma teaching, we need to develop bodhicitta. We need to correct our motivation. The motivation to receive teaching is for help and benefit, not only for our own self, but for the entire sentient beings in the samsara. With having this mental attitude, then we listen to the Dharma teaching. So we have been discussed and talked about 4 yogas of the Mahamudra. Out of the 4 yogas of the Mahamudra, we have finished with the first one, which is the yogas of the single pointed, so which have been discussed yesterday. So today we're supposed to talk about the second one, which is the free from the yogas of the free from elaboration. So before we even talk about these kind of teaching, one thing we must remember and understand is that we need to really go through all the foundation practice or the stages of the practice. So when we talk about the foundation or the preliminary practice, so there are common 4 preliminary practice and 4 uncommon preliminary practice. So when we talk about 4 common preliminary practice, which is a talk about the precious human life, which is difficult to obtain, and then even we found this precious human body, it is not going to last forever. Contemplating on the impermanence. And then the third one is the law of causality, or the cause and effect, having thorough understanding and practicing and abiding in the law of cause and effect. And then the final one is the suffering nature of the samsara. So reason why we need to practice and need to liberate or attain enlightenment is because that entire samsara is tormented by the suffering and pain and so on and so forth. Therefore, we need to have the liberation and the Buddhahood for that reason. So this is the common for preliminary practice. And then after having this thorough understanding and practice, then we have to go for the second preliminary practice, which is uncommon preliminary practice. That is the starting with the taking refuge and prostration, and then mandala offering and Vajrasattva and Guru Yoga practice. So these are the foundation practices for individual to practice higher level of the practices.
Tina lam sama nyam sa lamban dala ngadu ki ni gan digli ki tanjur ki mulo Rinpoche de ni gan digli ko ne thok dewa dela ngo xie wa de dong ngo xie ne de thongdam ningbo long tu ba xie ko ju tu da de ji ba ma da ba ten bi ki ko ne de lam sa nyam sa len ju o lam nyam sa long ne len de la ye ji ne ba thong ne xin ji ki dano ju yi ki te lam ta to lam je ngado to ma ji bin ge ta man chi wa yin de da tur se na tam bi ki chu ma ta kong ge ge jo ma do be te ngado thong dam ke nying bo len ne na khur wi ki jang so chim bo le tra ne te te wa chen sung ji wo ba me bi xian gam de je to ba xia nyam bi ge ten do ma te tong go wa ten de se re.
So how do we practice for uncommon preliminary practice? Is as I mentioned earlier, that first one is the precious human life. So first of all, we have to recognize that we have obtained precious human life. So this kind of precious human life is not easily can be found. So this kind of precious human life is we have obtained due to our previous great amount of accumulation of the merits. Without going through accumulation of the merits, we may have not able to found such a meritorious, precious human life. So once you know that this is very precious, then one thing again, what you need to remember and understand is that this is a very fragile. It is not going to last forever. Life is impermanent, It is not going to last forever. So therefore, we need to understand and contemplate on the impermanent nature of the life. So when we talk about impermanent of the nature of the life, we have a birth, and after taking birth, there is death. So once we die, then what would be the most beneficial for our life is only practice of Dhamma. Whatever the things that we have earned in this life, whatever things that we have achieved in mundane level of the things that we have achieved in this life is no relevant for our own death. Therefore, only practice of the Dhamma can help us when we die. So, however, in this context of the retreat, then since we are doing the Amitabha retreat, so single-pointedly we need to develop faith and devotion to the Buddha Amitabha, and then one should also make a great deal of aspiration, prayer to be reborn into the Buddha Amitabha pure land.
Da te da Dewa jinji xiang gom la jie wei ke mulam dap zoro dap chang chu pu ne te xi ne da nga do ke lu tian sung bo te top de le te du jian den de le ne da top de ba te ka ba sung bo re te yin du yin na yo lu tian sung bo te ya bo to jang yin na yo de jie wa tong ma me be ne hong song le ge nga do ke ju li yo be Dijepte da madana dewaji jengam jeto kabore tindu te jewala nganduki susu yuli yobehi nyuma be dijepte tagweki ki tola da de yedamla karigomna da so be yuli yobehi de gu nu de rungwa ki wala jamdo hondo gowa tindasre telna ne jamdo te yawon be tishilina 다 규이게 노마름바 다과르시나 디노나 노 다과제가 노나 고 오말로나다 카르로나 하테 용타과 자고 대신게 종글루게 다 규리요베게 뇽모바 다과시네 규노도 마름바테 노rum와시네 잠도는 베바시 잠도 베고비 규젠도 텐다데
So to reborn into the Buddha Amitabha pure land, not only it will help us to pray and make aspiration prayer to be reborn in the pure land, but since beginningless time until now, we have accumulated a lot of negative karma as well. So without purifying negative karma, one will be not able to reborn into the Buddha Amitabha pure land. So therefore, based on our individual, personal, whatever deity practice you may do, with the help of practicing the deity and also the practice of the deity must be based on having practice of the refuge. So without thorough practice and developing faith and devotion to the three jewel, then one may not be able to practice the deity. So therefore, the foundation for all these practice is the refuge. So therefore, based on that, then we can actually practice it. And then what we are doing, the purpose of the practice is to purify our negative karma. So once we purify our negative karma, then we are sort of cleaning our vessel, that vessel which is our own body. If it is become clean, then it is easy for us to receive blessings of the Buddha Amitabha and all the deity, the practice, whatever we do.
Oh, that Jamni Kunjo Romtela, Jabsambi, Neti, Hilaute, Rona Tokare. Hilaute Sonde, Jab Sonde, Ronga, Sim Gul Tela, Shiva, Honjup Simjaki, Eugene, Simjanla, Pimbiki, Hibingi, oh, Tok Tejelena, Sonde, Hilabron, Jula, Shoto Yore. Not like Hilab Sena, the Zumama, Tombomava, Trusu, Mayipa. Xixin Jamba Mane, Simjin Pimbiki, Tedara Hina, that Shang Songasama Tombado, oh, Hangando Logwa, Takarina, to Sotomate, Nala, Nishilabshuba, Tere Luigi Gone Senate, Twimi Jubata, Soma Bone, that Getron inari, Gene inari, Chimton inari, Tomala, so Twimiki Joba Pony, Tudon, Demba, or Tindeshilina, that Genduke, Helopte, so the show to a take show to Lina, that Yedam Gasato, so the wrong Utah on Yedam Plate, wrong Julie show to a take shows on that Yedam Gela, Helop get our. Lami Gelapton, Mudo Kitava, Yedam Yala, Tinny Kitao, Bow and Candonante, Ronga Judy Yen Mele the Charles Hunter, the Quencho something and Tava Jana, Ronche Rona, the Netole, the Nelina, the Wages Yangam Jana, da Karina, that's also Simjik Mono Honda Batiki and Rotogarela. Oh, that tell Simjin Tonyo, Jachambo, Rotu, Chendan into that Tetar, Rosalina, Tere, Tangado, zong tela kumbrim tingle tadar chini na jenem kumbe ke kabla tadar na ta zongrim ke tingle sena nga zoge kartong hondu khibari teji sarwate yedam karla to janna teji ke yedam li ke te kirim tela te ta namda somje ko ne tekido ngosimba o tekore ta tak hinki konde ki chu hinla janna ta nge ka to honde ki badare ta thereng sina kap sabala ta tudar sina ta ngodu ke govrem thola to rogore
So, so if we able to take refuge and practice refuge, then we will be able to receive blessings of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. So the result of the receiving blessings of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, it will help us to purify our body, speech, and mind, negative karma, and obscurations. By purification of the body, speech, and mind, obscuration, then physically we will be not acting anything that is harmful to the other sentient beings. So verbally, then we will be always use pleasant word, something that can be pleasant to hear by the other people. So when you have a blessing and purification of the mind, then your mind will be always with loving kindness and compassion. So this kind of thing will happen to your day-to-day life. So also, when we talk about, when we relate this to the Vajrayana, so we will also able to receive the blessings of the three roots, because the root of the blessing is the Guru. So you will receive the blessing by the Guru. The root of the siddhi or the attainment is the deity. So you will also receive the blessings by the deity. The root of the activities is the Daka and Dakinis. So you will also receive blessing from these three roots. So when you're able to attain all these, of course, we have no doubt that we can actually able to help a countless number of the sentient beings around you and in the world. So this is no doubt about it. And also, if we really have this, purification, and if we able to purify all our body, speech, mind, negative karma, then even when you practice generation stage of the practice of the deity, or completion stage of the practice of the deity, will become more effective. So when you, for example, when you generate or visualize yourself as a deity, without if you don't have all these negative karmas in the body, speech, and mind, then you can really able to focus more clearly, which we have talked about yesterday, the single pointed, without any conceptual thoughts, then you can actually able to maintain in that state without any concept, and you can actually able to visualize the deity very clearly. So second one is the yogas of the free from elaboration. So when we talk about free from elaboration, it is more related to the stages of the meditation that is related to our own mind as well.
다 됐다라 기 there the togen that the baton taking the general combatal then na so jajambo sokwa chobamba wada o cham lewa that the guaya guadla so wata the yang tumbang undun we ke sonam ga so da heltala sonam ga so re sonam so de jajambo sa ne ta thon sam rong ge samu khne lo thala te ge to har che me ba te robi ge chi to la sonam ge so de jajambo za ga re sonam ge so de jajambo za ne tene ngadu ki 다 예식에 초다과리 예식에 초다과서는 도그림 때는 로고와리 다 도그림 때나 뭐 나도 사공들에 tesla 데 림비게 다른게 저와다 다 손들 사도 어디 현에 당원에 전에게 예담 라카레 예나 다데 듀르 끼게레 당보론게 파탐게레게 사공들에 타도 tené yisi kala tati yerime ba temne tala gomde kong shiwe du rongge ge dekde thakpi ge taso ta gomba uba me yanandra kolo tumba yanandra doje phangmo yanandra jeju donma yanandra kare susu gomde wana dila te ta nyemba drong sorwa ta de siyon dun tama udu hyone wu de rong la tem so dam be king na rong de yin mi chor so dam de ta to rem ngong de ten do gre so rem ngong la rong de yin mi te so ne rong zwa ma da na rong de yin mi dang a do mo ban do se ja le re ma do se la ngu su yong to ma ri de zwa thang na ngu se ta wu du hyun ne rong la tem ne rong de yin me ba o chor ne ti ke shalap to ma rong la yong to le天用错没错，这叔叔给中州东叔叔给来把某个天来来有的。
So to attain liberation or the enlightenment, we talk about accumulation of the merits, accumulation of the wisdom. So there are two paths. With the wisdom and marriage, then one can able to attain Buddhahood. So, for example, taking refuge in the Buddha Dharma, making offerings, purification of the negative karmas, and visualization of the deity, practicing the deity, and all these are considered as accumulation of the merits. With the great deal of accumulation of the merits, then one can able to purify all the negative karmas. Through the purification of the negative karma, then the wisdom will manifest by itself. So, for example, when we practice the generation stage of the practice, you can consider that is the accumulation of the merits. And after you visualize the deity, normally then you have to dissolve that into the emptiness nature. And then you become one with the deity, inseparable nature. And then at that point, there is a non-duality of subject and object. Yourself who is meditating the deity, and then an object, the deity that you usually think of or imagine or visualize is no more there. You with the one with the deity. And that is we can call it wisdom. So wisdom will manifest in that way. So for example, in this context, we can visualize the Buddha Amitabha as the deity, or whether you are visualizing the Chakrasambhara or Tara, whatever deity practice you do, first you will generate yourself as the deity. And then gradually, then you will dissolve the deity into the into yourself, or of course there are different methods, or deity dissolve into yourself, you become one with the deity, and eventually you and deity become inseparable nature. It is a union, inseparable nature. So this kind of things will happen only if you have purified your negative karmas. And if you have not able to purify negative karmas, then of course these things only we can leave it as an imagination, but in actual fact it will not going to manifest by itself. So that is depend on individuals' effort and perseverance and enthusiastic. Based on that, then you can actually able to achieve this kind of level.
다 기름 대달 건네 다 저도 된거서 손네 들이 저름 되냐면 거 말에 기름 잔데라 데 간도게 키타로 본베기 키디 연바도 저름 데 람선람 바데 간도게 든노게 땅디 니디게 정말 좀 키들라 데 저름라 랍고 같은다리 딩드 저름 세나 다 통마르잖아 tingazo diwe jeso mando mawo bango samando masa tadi ke semroji nyoma khande sene dana o dingo wajang ne thala takarso hyuthari tije ke ngone dingo na neko batere.
So after the practice of the generation stage of the deity, then when it comes to the completion or the dissolution stage of the practice of the deity, is that after you become one with the deity, then as I mentioned earlier, that you have to maintain in the state of non-duality state. There is no subject and object, and you have to maintain your mind in the state that is completely free from any concept, any verbalization, any imagination. You maintain in the solid, the true self or the true nature of our own mind. So if you're able to maintain that state with a single pointedly, and that is the yoga of the single pointed.
Toda sena kondo kibata ta go to jeju maybe ngone sem korona toba kundo tarsone tende tegona hyago bare tinyo devege hakya chibu ke jesa romata maombi ke dagyan de mongbo ke lugu ke jesona simte jel neto mare tinyo ngod jeju maybe ngone sem roma ke tade ke macho ba soma nyuma soma sana tada rong sem korong ne to tarong la tajare soma sana nyuma sana korong yima do patong ba o tere o soma nyuma macho ba sana ndi yena de mana din driwana din drumana zamlegi tinde mongbo shena te joma chawale tada macho ba korong yi keneba telam dewe kenyam tela dedong yerme zarwe kenyam tela zardong yerme ringna rongi madopa redong yerme te zamje tela ne tobles gore ina yo tene jo tela ne dong tela gaja rizom je ke hakya ke male ba khorong ngo jom Tatopa Kundo Tarasana Tendesari, Tatala de Rishimungo, Dayo Mari, Karsana go Tara Trisar to Tupa Tarasonlig, Nero Kono Semko Rongita John Jetereson, Teta Ronke Pechenon, de Mi Shalitamki, Tortog Mari, Ronke Nyoma Tolede, Gongo Watendari. They wrong in your want the Unayana or that Jarvis Sungra now the Zong Kelly, Sina, give Yanam, the Song Kelly, Tonda to Tanderi don't them let her go to get. Oh, tell us, I said, down there in David married the Suzuki Yams Manona, oh, Sonja Judendege. Subject to the Wisan Dumahi, to the Vichushi, then I own Suyodan, Hovan, those uncle, Gentle Tool. Then do that or that they do. Today doesn't go. Number Shayat in the day.
So when we talk about the free from elaboration, free from elaboration is we can able to maintain or able to abide in that state if we do not have any past and future, for example, if we don't have a recollection from the past nor anticipation for the future. Just in the present moment, if you're able to stay without any concept, without any conceptual thoughts, without any idea, without any imagination, that is the mind, what we call solid, fresh mind, or true nature of the mind, or true intrinsic nature of the mind. There are so many names also have been given. The point here is that when the mind, if you're able to stay without any concept and any idea and imagination, that is the mind that unfabricated, So you are not going to fabricate the mind how you would like to be. You have to be able to meditate and stay where it is naturally, without any fabrication. So if you able to maintain in that kind of state, then we can call it is the union of appearance and emptiness, or you can call it is the union of clarity and emptiness, or you can call it is the union of bliss and emptiness, or you can call it appearance emptiness. So as I mentioned earlier, so in that context, there is nothing that you need to accept, nor you need to deny or get rid of it. So whatever it is there, naturally you have to maintain in that state. Whatever appears, you need to be maintained in that state of the mind. So for that kind of state of the mind, if we go through a lot of explanation, it would never going to make any sense, because it is beyond expression, beyond description. So it is also, even we go through a lot of explanation about this, it will complicate more, because this kind of experience has to be gained through our own individually experience. Just like what Buddha, after he attained enlightenment, then first time, then he thought that whatever he has realized is not going to able to share with the other, because if he tried to share with the other may not able to understand. Where he said that I have found a profound and very peaceful and free from all the elaboration experience within my own self. However, if I try to explain this to the other may not be able to understand. So best I should remain in the solitary place without saying any words.
他新加坡的是加强了呢，这个给为今年，上就没叫把人民去接近蒙古的配票的，他那边给出的当啊蒙古是农药的，但俺都是呢，的呢，他那么搞点人不钱，打啥啥，我呢这上广播的，国际时报出给去的，搞起蒙古农的，主要给偏交了当。接触去大体性别人可能是呢，个人们我讲要人啦，他自己了解了，个了解的了，个说当中间了，他听得去那个见呢，真别去那小朋友那不现在不了，他自己做从那个当然嘛那边当啊什么特别好的，这特呢当年去。还是个学高有嘛的，这种嘛，这也不错的。就是这种说，我呢，做那么热了，搞不上不热。但当然呢，公开那的，公开没那的，大些你个他呢，马龙吧，他的天天弄到些，他天天的吃些嘞，那个都。son je gombo oba me je ke chogen dar da ne thla ko pa ja chum bo ko na ke cho zo ke karwa song bon den da je ke ho kam da la lep song du da ni thik do du ke tam da yi de de ni do la ta ngan dom be
Singapore is very fortunate country that many master has been visited and gave many teachings. I'm sure all of you have received many instructions and teachings from many different master, and particularly by His Eminence Gachin Rinpoche visited many times and taught you many times. I'm sure a lot of you have knowledge about Buddha Dharma's teaching. And of course, while I was meditating and practicing in Lapchi, Gachin Rinpoche also has been visited there and also gave me instruction and so on and so forth. And of course, to me, I find in our life, the best thing that we can do in life is the only Dharma practice, no matter what, who we are, where we're from, but important is only Dharma practice. So, especially at this occasion, we are having, the Amitabha retreat. So without wasting so much time, we will going to recite the Amitabha mantra, and then please keep those things in your mind. And one important thing is that, as I mentioned earlier, it is always good to check your own self, like your own motivation, your own self, like your thoughts, body, speech, mind, activities. Investigate that most of the time.
Om Amadeva Shi, 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 Om Amadeva Om Amadeva Shi, Om Amadeva Shi, Om Amadeva Shi, Om Amadeva Om Amadeva Shi, Om Amadeva Shi, Om Amadeva Shi, Om Amadeva Shi, Om Amadeva Om Amadeva Shi, Om Amadeva Shi, Om Amadeva Shi, Om Amadeva Shi, Om Amadeva Om Amadeva Shi, 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 Om Amadeva Om Deva 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 Dear Ram, dear Ram, dear Ram, dear Ram, dear Ram, dear Ram, Om dear Ram, 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 Om dear Ram, 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 dear Ram. Om Deva 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 Om Om Deva 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 Om Om Deva 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 Om Om Deva 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 Om Om Deva 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 Amadero, 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 Amadero. Amadero, 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 Amadero. Amadero, 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 Amadero. Amadero, 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 Amadero. Amadero, 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 Amadero. Amadero, 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 Amadero. Amadero, 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 Amadero. Amadero, 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 Amadero. Amadero, 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 Amadero. Amadero, 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 Amadero. Oh, Amadero, 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 oh, Amadero. Amadero, 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 Amadero. Amadero, 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 Amadero. Amadero, 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 Amadero. Amadero, 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 Amadero. Amadero, 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 Amadero. Amadero, 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 Amadero. Amadero, 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 Amadero. Amadero, 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 Amadero. Amadero, 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 Amadero. Om Deoro, 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 Om Deoro. Om Deoro, 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 Om Deoro. Om Deoro, 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 Om Deoro. Om Deoro, Om Deoro, Om Deoro, Om Deoro, Om Deoro, Om Deoro, Om Deoro. Om Deoro, 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 Om Deoro. Oh, Amadeva Show, 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 oh, Amadeva. Oh, Amadeva Show, 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 oh, Amadeva. Om Deoro, 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 Om Deoro. Om Deoro, 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 Om Om Deoro, 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 Om Deoro. Om Deoro, 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 Om Deoro. Om Deoro, 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 Om Deoro. Om Deoro, 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 Om Deoro. Om Deoro, 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 Om Deoro. Om Deoro, 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 Om Deoro. Om Deoro, 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 Om Deoro. Om Deoro, 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 Om Deoro. Om Deoro, 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 Om Deoro. Om Deoro, 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 Om Deoro. Om Deoro, 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 Om Deoro. Om Deoro, 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 Om Deoro. Om Deoro, 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 Om Deoro. Om Deoro, 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 Om Deoro. Om Deoro, 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 Om Deoro. Om Amadeo, 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 Om Deo 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 Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Om Amadeva Show, 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 Om Amadeva, Om Amadeva Show, 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 Om Amadeva, Om Amadeva Show, 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 Om Amadeva. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa, Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa, Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Dewa Show, 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 Om Dewa. Om Deo Ro, 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 Om Deo Om Deo Ro, 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 Om Deo Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Amadeva Ro, 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 Om Amadeva Om Amadeva Ro, 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 Om Amadeva Om Amadeva Ro, 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 Om Amadeva Om Deva Ro, 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 Om Deva Om Deva Ro, Om Deva Ro, Om Deva Ro, Om Om Deva Cho, Om Deva Cho, Om Deva Cho, Om Deva Cho, Om Deva, Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva Cho. Om Deva Cho, Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva. Om Deva Cho, 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 Om Deva Cho. Om Deva Cho. Page number 28, last line. Huân Chom Đen Gom Bo San Je Wu Ba Me Zhe Jian Jar Zhe Cham Sen Pa Be Tso Nyo Mo En Zho La Tui Je Rab Gong La da so de jin shen de jin de so ngon ja to ja tam ja je yin de to da ma yer to je wan ge la ling yan ta zen kor wa ton zhong ne da da ni dan zhen ban ze de so te da don sho cha pe ju ke ve nan de tu le tu jia wo man zhe da son zhe wei nian gan ten be mo dan jin lo duan zhi ba ran za li xie dan mi jue ge gong bang en jie san sa dong zi me zhi zhang an de yang.
Hong, transcendent conqueror, protector, Buddha Amitabha, and noble assembly of loving bodhisattvas, compassionately look upon us afflicted beings and guide us to the pure land of Sukhavati. In accord with your past bodhicitta vows, not wavering from the sacred bond, deity with great compassion, please exhaust all negative karma and empty samsara from its depths. At this very moment, please act as our guide. As I, with intense devotion, have thus invoked the enlightened mind, great light rays of compassion radiate from heart of Amitabha and dissolve into the hearts of myself and all beings. Self-grasping, misconception, and delusion have collapsed in themselves. The state of selfless Dhammakaya is realized, and I rest in nature of clarity and emptiness, free from grasping and elaboration.
And da nam ba gom de le jong we so nan ta ye tam ba kan do de ro wa dong ar che wo chen wa na ba me be ne ra to ba yu.
By all the limitless and sacred merit obtained through this meditation and recitation, may all beings drowning in the river of suffering attain the supreme state of Amitabha.
Chancho semcho Rinpoche machi pana jeje jiba nyampa me ba yang kone kondun pe yo.
Page 35. May bodhicitta, the excellent and precious mind, arise where it has not been. Where it has arisen, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher.
Tumba lame sanji Rinpoche, Chomba lame tamji Rinpoche, Jemba lame gendu Rinpoche, Jamne konjo zolanju bambu. Okay, now lunch break. You enjoy lunch. Okay, just I encourage you. We lunch break time or tea break time. If you okay, you can recitation mantra continuous because this 4 days we retreat, we can focus for retreat, recitation mantra. There is that is more meaningful time, Sometimes we look like meeting, discussion, many things, topics, then little bit waste time, Then this moment everybody is focused for recitation mantra, relax, okay? That is then can more benefit.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Dharma brothers and sisters, so as per what Rinpoche had mentioned, please, if you can register, that means write down the number of mantras that you have recited during the break time. Please put them at the registration counter. We will now go for this 1 hour break. Please, everyone, please stay back at your seats while our volunteers will hand out the lunch boxes. So our part-timers, you may actually welcome to join us. There's enough bentos to go around. We seek everyone's help to keep the place clean and tidy and ready for the next session. Okay, here are also some of a few announcements that we have while you eat your lunch. So number one is regarding the robe offerings. So we do have a special segment on Saturday, which is the robe offering. If you would like to join in this robe offering segment, please, you can register at the registration counter behind. And there are some Dharma friends who have actually registered this online. If so, please get your email confirmation ready and you can obtain your labels at the registration desk so they are ready for you. As you can see, there are a few counters behind where you can actually offer flowers and lamps and rice to the triple gems. Also, you can register the names for the Changchok and write in the names on the prayer flags, which we will bring it to Gachin Buddhist Institute in America this September, where we'll be going for our pilgrimage. And the next one is please be seated at your own designated seats. We have received some feedback from our Dharma friends that their seats have been taken. So please do not move around. Please do be at your own designated seat. And at the behind, we have actually set the seats for volunteers and part-timers. Please leave it for them because otherwise they will have no seats, to practice together with us. We seek your understanding in this. The last thing here, we'd like to remind all Chinese speaking friends that if you like to attend the retreat in Mandarin, it is actually available. You just have to get the radio FM receiver at our registration counter and tune into the Chinese channel 103 FM. 那我们想讲中文，就是以中文完成全程的这个法会的朋友们呢，你们其实在我们的这个 registration desk 后面，你们可以购买这个 FM receiver， 然后你们就可以播到103 FM， 然后可以接收到这个中文的这个法会。好，那谢谢大家。Have a good lunch, and we'll see you back here at 1:30 p.m.